Hey everyone, it's Sunday, October 11th at 7:45 p.m. So I wanted to make a video today, kind of a remake of a video that I made a couple months ago, but I wanted to remake it simply because I did not post it on Facebook or any of that because I actually wasn't out as trans, and I think now that I'm out loud and proud about being trans, I think it's important that people understand this facet of being trans. Being trans is a daily struggle. And what I'm going to talk about in my video today is going to be about dysphoria. And it was mentioned in my gender dictionary with Rilen, a YouTube video. So if you watch that, you might know what's coming. If you don't worry, I'll fill you in on what dysphoria is. But being trans is definitely different than how it was when I identified, on the LGBT spectrum, sexuality-wise. When I identified as being bisexual versus being trans, that was just my label. My sexuality did not permeate my life. It didn't affect any aspect of my life. It was like, I like men and women, that's it. I was just living my life, the end. But now that I'm trans, having dysphoria and being dysphoric and all the other things that go along with being transgender affects my mental health. It affects my moods. It has such an impact on my life. The daily struggles that I go through, I mean, fuck. It's not just a label that I get. It's not just I was born in a female body and I identify as a male, the end. It's a label. It's like, no, this is something that I struggle with on a daily basis. This is deeper than a name. I don't get to wipe my hands clean of this at the end of the day. This is something that I have to face, And the brunt of what I have to face and deal with every day is dysphoria. And dysphoria is the anxiety that's associated with the usually physical, but not always physical. It can sometimes be other stuff, but it's usually the anxiety and feelings of extreme uncomfortableness, of the physical body that you're in comparison to the gender identity that you identify with. So to kind of clean that up, it basically means if you identify as a guy, like in my case, but you were born in a female body, some things that might cause dysphoria might be you be getting your period. Or it's like reminders of the gender that you were born in go against the gender that you identify in. It's kind of like a ha, just kidding. You think you're this, but you're that. So me being a guy, it's like, ha, you're a guy, but you have boobs. You're a guy, but that's what's going on down there. You're a guy, but you have smaller hands and you have smaller feet than most guys. You're a guy, but you're not as tall as most guys. You're a guy, but you have a high voice. These are all things that can cause dysphoria and a million other things. I'm just naming a few. Sometimes it's hard to get out of bed. Sometimes it's hard to look in the mirror and just be like, I'm going to make a positive choice today and say that today's going to be a good day. Mind over matter, because you can't always do that. We all know that it can't always be mind over matter. Some days it's just a really hard struggle to love yourself because There's nothing you can do about your body. But sometimes you just feel completely betrayed. And I can't think of any other condition, because I don't think of being transgender as a condition. I don't think of it as a disability or a mental illness or anything else. But I can't quite think of anything else that has anything close to dysphoria. Something that's not a mental illness, but that causes this immense sense of anxiety in oneself. I can't think of anything. I can't even think of something comparable that cis people experience. And by cis, I mean cisgender people. So that means probably most of you that are watching this video identify as cisgender, which basically means that the gender you were born in is what you identify in. So if you were born a female and you identify as a female, you are a cis female. So it's not just like I'm having a bad day, I feel fat. It's no, I was born in a body that I don't identify as, and I'm having reminders constantly that my body doesn't match who I am. And I have to look in a mirror, and I have to hear, and I have to be reminded of these things daily or multiple times a day, or be reminded by other people by being misgendered all the time. All the time. People can make dysphoria worse, obviously, by misgendering you. How many times have I been gendered correctly? Never. Has anyone called me sir? No. My classmates call me him because they know my pronouns, but has a stranger ever called me sir? No. So that causes dysphoria. Being misgendered, having your birth name being said, that causes extreme dysphoria. So when people ask me, what was your birth name? What was your name before? I don't tell people because it hurts. Because it hurts me and it bothers me to say what my name was before. Because they don't understand the amount of pain and whatever word goes deeper than pain, the amount of that name caused me is what that did. So, you know, it's just like, dysphoria is a really tough thing to deal with, and especially when it comes to like your physical body, because not everyone wants to or can afford to have surgeries. Most people deal with top and bottom dysphoria. So in the case of trans men, like I said, they'll struggle with the fact that they have boobs, or they'll struggle with the fact that they were born with a vagina. Trans women, they wish that they had a chest, and they'll struggle with the fact that they have a penis. Not everyone can just go and have top surgery and have their chest removed. Not every woman, every trans woman can just run out and have a breast augmentation. You know what I mean? It's like, these are not things that we can just go do tomorrow, because these surgeries are not covered by insurance. They're not covered by anybody. These are elective cosmetic procedures. So there is no way for me to easily get relief. There are ways that I can do, that I can combat these things by wearing binders and packers and things like that help, that they do help, but it doesn't fix the problem. It eases the dysphoria. And like I said, I discussed 2 of those things in my gender dictionary video, which I think I'm just gonna post a link to below. Assuming you're watching this on YouTube, I'm gonna post the link in the description where I kind of just do the ABCs of different transgender terms. Yeah, man, it's just kind of exhausting to constantly be battling against yourself on a daily basis. It's just like, am I ever gonna win? Can I just be happy for today? Can I not have to hate my body and look in the mirror and see someone that should not be there? Can I not open my mouth and hear a little girl talking? Can I just open my mouth and hear a man for once in my life? Please, can I not be misgendered today? Can I have someone please see me for who I am? Because when those things don't happen, because they never do, it's just a reminder of how I'm perceived to the world, how I look, and everything, and it just makes the cycle go round and round and round. It's a vicious cycle, and it hurts.